Rise and shine, it's a brand new day. Ken can take the stage, ready to play. Weekdays at 10, the cars in the scene. Coffee in hand, they're living the dream. Aggression in the voice, got the whole town awake. Bringing fire to the mic, make no mistake. Shows in the corner, spitting out facts. Dropping truth bombs, ain't holding back. Ken in the morning, feel the heat. From 10 a.m. CST, can take a seat. We live and loud, that break in the mind. Ken and the bold. Light up your speakers, crank up the sound. They're talking about life upside down. Opinions exploding like a sonic blast. In the studio, they're built to last. With passion and grit, they engage and ignite. Every single week, they're a force can't fight. From sports to politics.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Hey. Good morning. Yeah, it's me. Yeah, I'm sick. But good morning. I wouldn't miss cut day. I missed yesterday because, well, I was passed out. But hey, it's cut day. So I had to be here as I share this out across the Twitter universe. Let me see, Raiders, you're next. Yeah, so good morning, Ken.
Morning there, buddy. Oh, we've already got a couple of interesting cuts that have happened. Green Bay has cut Isaiah Simmons, and that one you were kind of on the fence whether he was going to make it or not, so it's not too surprising. The one that gets me though is we cut that Canadian quarterback there that showed a shit ton of promise. Granted, he's got a long way to develop, but he at least showed enough to where I'd rather keep him over Clifford.
Let me pause you really quick. Let's save that for a second because more importantly, there are two big signings in the last 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Gary Terry signs his extension, big money, and then Trey Hendrickson, in effect, gets a one-year contract that makes him the highest paid, one of the highest paid. It's in effect a one-year deal. They just restructured the deal or re-looked at whatever they want to call it. It's not an extension. It was just a deal giving him a shitload of money where he becomes a free agent at the end of the season. So two of the three situations that we've all been talking about and tracking kind of resolved themselves yesterday. Trey Hendrickson and Scary Terry, what does this mean? For both teams, it's a big boon. For Cincinnati, they now actually have some semblance of a defense in terms of, you know, when Trey gets a couple sacks, they tend to win games. So that without him, they probably weren't winning much, even with that offense. For Washington, dude, they keep a guy who's been through 3 team name changes, ownership changes, 11 starting quarterbacks. It's the first time he's ever had the same quarterback 2 years in a row. And you know what? He gets what he deserved because the dude has been the glue that has held that franchise together over all that turmoil during his career. And the funny thing is he's gonna double his career earnings in the first 2 years of this contract.
That's so sad.
It is, and that wow. So good. I'm super happy for Terry. The dude deserves it. Good morning, Matt. And Trey Hendrickson as well, but more happy for Scary Terry because of what that dude has been through, and through all of that, he has been the heart and soul of that franchise and part of what's kept them relevant. I couldn't believe he's been through 11 starting quarterbacks. I can't remember how many head coaches, 2 ownerships, 3. You know, when he got there, he was a Redskin. Then he was a football team. Now he's a Commander. It's like, okay, the dude's been through some shit there. So, yeah, and then we got cuts coming and some surprises and some not some surprises. I guess, you know, the Packers, like I said, you had a surprise. What was that one?
Yeah, the Canadian quarterback there, Algiersma or something like that is how the guy pronounces his name, but he showed a lot of promise all through camp and looked pretty damn good in the preseason. It's got to make me think that they're hopefully trying to put him on the practice squad because I really hope they don't run this with Sean Clifford again.
so many quarterbacks being released and traded yesterday. Pickett got traded to the Raiders, right?
You got to
Austin,
assume that spells the end for AOC.
maybe we'll find that out today. But then, like, Austin Reed got cut for the Bears. You kind of knew that was going to happen. Anyways, Giants are waiving Tommy DeVito. I mean, there are so many good quarterbacks, relatively speaking, hitting the market for the backup land. I mean, DeVito's out there. Pickett was traded. Okay, Amari Cooper's going back to the Raiders. That happened yesterday. There have been a lot of these trades that have gone through over the last day or two. Almost too many for us to go over today. But there are a lot of trades going on. The Jets being a big mover on a lot of trades. The Niners making some moves. But one thing I did notice yesterday, watching some of the cuts come down and whatnot, a lot of quarterbacks, White, who was battling Trubisky in Buffalo, he got cut, right? The Bears released Trey Flowers and Royce Freeman, two guys they brought in, for camp to get a spark or something. The big surprise for me was Ian Wheeler got cut yesterday. I thought, and a lot of Bears fans thought, good morning, Phil, that Ian Wheeler would make this team.
Oh, God, no, we don't need a hooker.
Yeah, Hooker's gone. Thank you, Dorn. That's another one.
And thank you, Philip. This gives me the opportunity to bring this up because it's been going around the internet today that Mike Holmgren had passed away. And Mike Holmgren did die, but it was not the Mike Holmgren. It was just a guy that happened to have the same name as him. Hey, good morning there, Eric.
But it's funny. I want to bring up the Hendon Hooker thing because there's a certain podcaster who used to podcast with us that's a Lions fan, deeply a Lions fan. I remember this dude going off how great Hendon Hooker was going to be, how he should be the future, forget Goff. And he was all in on Hendon Hooker. He probably still does a podcast. I don't know. I don't watch him anymore. But, he was like all Hooker. Yeah, he's been cut, dude. So I guess
that wouldn't be the first guy we heard of that got overly excited about a hooker.
Yeah, I guess. But and then the same guy who asked me to come on a show and made me wait for an hour in the back room not to come on the show and said, "Oh, sorry, we'll do it again tomorrow." And did the same thing. It's like, but this guy wanted Hendon Hooker to be the starting quarterback over Goff. So yeah, Hooker's gone. Now they got rid of the Hooker in Detroit. Now I got to get rid of the betting booths, I guess. I don't know.
There you go, young Padawan.
That's it. Yeah, we got to change Eric's name to Young Padawan. Watching him throw just brings warmth to my sick body today. There you go. So, baloney period is over. Now we are firing live bullets. In about a week.
I can tell you, I kind of hate that we now have the week in between.
So I think today we'll find out some more. One question for Bears fans, and we debated this on House on Sunday. Now most teams keep only 2 quarterbacks. 13 teams in the league have kept 3 or more. Cleveland said they were going to keep 4, right? Like, woo, okay. I think the Bears are only keeping 2. I think Case Keenum gets cut today. But you know what, though? With all the guys who've been cut, no one's going to bat an eyelash when Case Keenum gets cut by Chicago today. I don't. No one's going to care. I mean, not with all these other guys that have been cut. And
I was going to say, with everybody that's been cut, I got a feeling that we might be able to keep most of our quarterbacks on the practice squad, like you guys being able to keep Case Keenum, us keeping the Canadian, and the Giants keeping DeVito.
Case Keenum is retiring, man. They're going to keep Austin Reed on the practice squad. That's why they dropped him yesterday. So they don't have to worry about it. I think here's the thing. Remember, they've got it's a waiver. They're waiving them, right? There's a waivers process. I think from what the Bears cut yesterday, I think these are all guys that they maybe want, like Austin Reed and Ian Wheeler. I think they want those guys on the practice squad. There's also rumor that the Bears And here's a weird thing that Ken, I never. It's not. If you can see my facial expression, which there's a reason you can't today, obviously. It had that like Spock look, when Spock is intrigued from Star Trek, right, where the eyebrow goes up, like,
Mhm.
There was an article yesterday how the Bears are trying to trade some offensive linemen now because they have so much depth now at O line. Yeah, exactly. That's how I felt. But then when you look, when you think about it, we broke it down on Sunday on Hallis. Like, we actually do have some depth.
Yeah, but that's exactly why I wouldn't want to trade any of them.
No. But we have more depth than what we're going to carry on the roster, and we're talking one or two guys. So what they're probably trying to do is trade one of the guys off, so they're not just releasing a guy and getting nothing out of it, which makes sense. Because like right now, they've got depth. Oh, and here's a brand new owner of Kenny Pickett. If he shows up, there's the brand new owner of Kenny Pickett, Joseph. So yeah, it's 1 p.m. Eastern is the cut deadline, is what they were saying on the NFL Network. I thought it was 4 p.m. Eastern.
I was gonna say it says on the NFL website that it's 4 Eastern.
I know NFL Network said 1 p.m. I think they just misspoke.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because almost any league transaction, the deadline's always 4 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, that's Dorn brings up another Lions player of lore, Skipper, was cut yesterday. Interesting that Skipper was cut as well, or waived. So I mean, there's going to be some signings today. There's going to be some surprise cuts from all our teams, I think. Is AOC on his way out the door with Kenny Pickett coming to town? I don't see the Raiders carrying 3 quarterbacks.
I don't know. But they also signed Amari Cooper yesterday too.
Yeah, I mentioned that as well. That was right after what's his name request. I'm sorry,
Jacoby Myers.
Yep.
Jacoby Myers requested a trade, and then like an hour later they signed Cooper. So I don't know if he pulled back that trade request or not.
Well, but apparently the Cooper trade, it wasn't like a response to Jacoby Myers asking for a trade. Like, they had already been negotiating a contract with Cooper, so they just finally came to terms yesterday. But they already said they're not trading Jacoby Myers either.
So really, the last,
that's what
Micah Parsons is still sitting there. That's still going to be. We're going to be watching that for the next week or two. I think they're taking that one all the way to the game. The Patriots are releasing safety Marcus Epps, former Raider. Another quarterback. The Saints are waiving Jay Kaner. Okay. Jets are waiving wide receiver Malachi Corley. Okay. Texans are releasing tackle Trent Brown. I'm surprised at how many releases are out. Packers are expected to release linebacker Isaiah Simmons, who they just brought in during free agency. Deontay Johnson, wide receiver, bye-bye from the Browns. Yeah, there's oof. The cuts are coming. Let me see what else we got here. Yeah, Donnie DeVito's gone. Trey Hendrickson gets his revised deal. That's what they call it. A revised deal. Basically, just they revised his 2025 deal to pay him a ton of money this year. And he's a free agent next year. Scary Terry got done. Some interesting days. And today we're going to see a lot of interesting cuts, I think. I'm surprised by Ian Wheeler for the Bears, to be honest with you. I'm not really surprised at many other ones. There's a couple guys I'm hoping make this squad. One being, we lost Joe. One being the hero from like the final preseason game, right? Jahadi Walker at wide receiver. Thank you, Haas. Hope you're having a great morning and feeling better than I am. In Florida, they said, welcome our kids back to school. By the way, have a cold while you're at it. I think he probably is A-Dub to a degree. Probably not thrilled, but he's probably okay with it. As we've lost Ken now too. So yeah, a lot of moves this morning. Waiting to see if there's some more coming.
Sorry about that. Had a bathroom break.
Yeah, those happen.
Oh, yeah.
He must have been going through a bad area.
Mm-hmm. Now that the kids are back to school over there in California, we'll have a little bit of connection issues for Joe for the first few minutes.
Wow. Well, running back Tajay Spears is going to start the year on the IR for the Titans.
Oh, shit.
He's out for 4 games, and Joe Mixon is already out for 4 games on the IR as well. Yeah, interesting.
And then you got to assume with the 49ers trading for Robinson there, they can't have too much faith in the health of McCaffrey.
Here we go. 20 minutes just before we went on air, the Commanders are releasing wide receiver KJ Osborne.
Dude.
KJ Osborne had a pretty good year last year for the Commanders. He's being released. Giants are releasing veteran wide receiver Lil Jordan Humphrey.
Oh, wow.
The Houston is releasing veteran offensive lineman Trent Brown. Dolphins released wide receiver Theo Weiss. Jags released running back Jaquindon Jackson. Kevin Austin's been released by the Saints. Wow.
Oh, yeah. Today is going to get fucking crazy with it. And I still wouldn't be shocked if we see a couple more trades today.
Yeah, I'm sure we will.
You know, the thing that surprised me is that Terry and Trey Hendrickson worked out deals with their original teams. Like, out of all the big 3 that we were talking about, like, it looked like they were all 3 on their way out, and so far 2 out of the 3 have already signed. Makes me wonder, like, I mean, I don't know. It seems like Micah's out.
Trey Hendrickson wasn't a re-signing. They just redid his deal for this year, gave him a shitload of money for this year. They increased his pay for this year. He's still a free agent at the end of the year. Interesting news on the Kenny Pickett trade with the Raiders. The Browns have 10 picks in the 2026 draft. They've got 2 number 1s. They've got a 2nd, a 3rd, a 4th, 2 5ths, 2 6ths, and a 7th for this next draft. Interesting. They really stocked up some on some picks. Rasul Douglas is signing with the Dolphins after leaving the Bills.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I like to see that he landed on a team because I always like Sewell. I hate that we traded him away just because I really like the guy, but it made sense from a business perspective, at least in hindsight.
Man, so we have nothing really has dropped. I'm sure they'll probably start dropping. Well, probably right after we go off air because that's what they always do. They wait for us to go off. I swear these GMs watch Ken and Ken in the morning and say, "Oh, they're off the air. Oh, cool. We'll start dropping people and making moves." Is Joe on the picket fence? Oh God.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, Trey's a free agent. They can't tag him. So Trey's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. that's going to be interesting to see what happens there when the season ends. Oh, but hey, I don't want to get to that point yet. I want to play the season, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's not get too excited yet.
One big piece of drama still left, of course, is Michael Parsons. And I listened to some stuff yesterday while I was laying in bed, sick as hell, trying to pay attention. Doesn't look like it's looking bad. It's looking bad. Whether he shows up because he doesn't want to miss a game check or whether he's like, I got money in the bank, I'm cool. But this guy's losing over $1 million per game if he doesn't show up. So, would you want to lose $1 million a week? Probably not. Ty Chandler is available for trade. No, he'll be available to be picked up off the waiver wire because I don't think I mean, look, I think that's going to be the case with a lot of guys. If the Bears trying to move one of these offensive linemen or Ty Chandler trying to be moved by the Vikings, I think teams are some teams aren't going to make trades. They're just going to wait for the guys to hit the wire and go. Kenny Pickett, I understand why the Raiders would make a trade yesterday and not play the wire game because he's probably worth at least a 5th rounder. And, you don't want to get a battle with other teams to get his services as a backup if you feel there are other teams that are going to be looking. There are enough good running backs and offensive linemen have been cut. I don't think trades are going to happen for any of those guys.
Yeah, you usually see a plethora of running backs that are pretty damn good or at least serviceable that get cut here on the roster bubble just because for some reason we seem to have an overabundance of that specific position.
And that's true, Luca. You're at the bottom of the wire.
Yep.
Do those rules apply to today?
I think so.
Okay.
Hey, we got a smoking dad.
The smoking dad, how are you? Hope you're feeling better than I am today. Another piece of interesting news I saw yesterday was Shedeur Sanders put out a weird tweet yesterday.
Oh, God.
Thanking the fans about learning a lot, blah, 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 which are leading some people to believe he's being cut. Now, I don't know if Shedeur Sanders is being cut, but his tweet kind of was almost like he was saying, thank you for my time here in Cleveland, but it's over. Where he didn't really say that, but I don't know. Hey, up there. No, man, it's like there's this cold bug flying around Florida. My grandson's dad gave it to him, who then the grandbaby gave it to us, and all the kids in the schools have it. So it's like, welcome back to school in Florida. Now everyone go be sick. So, yeah, and I'm about to go on a cruise here in a little bit, so I hope I'm 100% by the cruise because you don't want to go on a cruise ship sick, obviously.
I was going to say, dude, you live in Florida. You should be sucking down oranges.
Yeah, no, I sucked down some sun yesterday. Actually, you know what's funny? I went to the pool yesterday, and I felt 1,000% better while I was in the pool. And I felt a lot better, actually. So I'll probably go hit the pool a little bit. Pool is good therapy. The pool with the sun, yeah, that's good therapy. Sitting in the house and laying in bed, sucking down medicine. Oh, I feel 20 times worse when I go outside and sit in the pool or the hot tub in the sun. Even the hot tub felt great. At 102-degree hot tub in the sun, felt great yesterday. All those achy muscles from the cold just poof. So, yeah, I'm going to do some of that today. So, well, the thing is, yeah, I mean, they were going to carry 4, so I don't think they're going to cut them, but it was just a weird tweet. What's up, JB?
Hey, what up, buddy?
Hey, no skipper and no hooker. So you got no one driving the ship and your hooker's gone overboard. What's up?
No, the skipper ran away with the hooker.
KJ Osborne actually, yeah, I think he'll get, he could go to the Vikings and they because that Thielen trade seemed to die down. KJ Osborne might end up back there in Minnesota. Yeah, no surprise on Hooker. Tell some of your fellow Lions podcasters that. I bet one of them's having a meltdown today. Wow.
I mean, he's got about the same size hands as most of them.
Wow. That's all I gotta say to that. Just wow.
Do they put like a little handle on the football for Kenny Pickett so he can actually grip a hold of it?
Yeah, I don't know. The Bears did
I've
put.
never fucking seen a quarterback with hands that small in my life.
The Bears did put cornerback Terrell Smith on IR. That was a good move, and then because he was the backup, but he's out for the season. So I mean, obviously he's not going to come back with that torn patella. Most of the cuts for the Bears, it's been kind of everywhere. Like actually, I'm looking here. Yeah, it's been a little bit everywhere. Right now, I know for me the biggest. Oh my goodness. Like Austin Reed, I knew they'd cut him. They'll get him on the practice squad. People aren't going to be lining up to sign him. But Ian Wheeler, man, I would not be surprised if someone tries to steal up Ian Wheeler. He showed some good promise. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Panthers are going to keep feeling, I think. Wheeler might be available. I think Wheeler might get picked up on someone's 53, to be honest with you, with the running back issues. It's funny how many teams need running backs right now. That seems to be the soup du jour this year, running backs. I think Ian Wheeler could end up somewhere. Lineman Skipper, how old is he really being 38? Yeah, he might get picked up somewhere though. Yeah, we forget these guys age out, but that was a surprise to see Skipper's name. Like, just let the dude retire, right? Don't cut him. Just let him say, "Hey, man, go ahead and retire," so we don't have to waive you.
I know it wasn't a surprise because, like the Raiders, AOC broke his wrist, so I knew we were looking for a backup quarterback. But I do find it hilarious that just a week ago, me and Ken were clowning on Kenny Pickett and talking about what an absolute dumpster fire he is. And then all of a sudden, he's the next Raiders backup quarterback.
Yeah.
That makes you feel great about your prospects, doesn't it, Joe?
Makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
It is funny how the league works, though, like that. It is kind of funny how things go. You trash talk a guy 1 minute, the next minute he's on your roster. You're like, crap.
Man, then you know what? Micah Parsons is so fucking terrible for what he's doing over there in Jerry's world. That's just so horrible. You wouldn't want a guy like that on your team at all whatsoever.
Well, and he's not coming to Green Bay because Jerry's not going to trade him there. I mean, you might as well trade him to Philly at that point.
It's okay. He might hate Green Bay, but not as much as he hates Philadelphia.
Jesus, Luca.
Well, we figured out how AOC broke his wrist.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, there's a reason for that. They threw it up.
He's doing the same thing for Browers that you are.
Oh gosh.
Shiloh
I was gonna say I could actually see Shiloh being a Raider. I mean, he already punched a guy in the mouth on the field. That sounds like a Raider thing to do.
You know what's funny though?
But
with Shiloh,
I think
with Shiloh though, like that play, yeah, he threw the punch he shouldn't have. But dude, that play had been whistled dead, and that dude from whatever team they were playing just kept hitting the dude. It's like, I understand why Shiloh threw the fist. I'd throw it too. It's like, dude, he whistled the play dead 5 seconds ago, and you're still fucking attacking me. Like, get the fuck off me. I understand why Shiloh did what he did. I think he might get picked up somewhere. He'll definitely be on a practice squad.
I don't think Tampa Bay understood, though.
Yeah, I mean, but when you watch the play, you watch all the other players stop, and that guy keeps attacking Shiloh. It's like, dude, what the fuck? Man, I'm sure he was talking shit while he was doing it, and Shiloh just finally said, fuck it, I'm just going to hit you.
Yeah, for the record, I'm not disagreeing with you, Ken. I was just pointing out that apparently Tampa Bay didn't understand.
Well, Tampa Bay did.
They had a zero tolerance policy for late hits or for throwing punches, but I mean, but Shiloh was already a cuss player in a way. He was a 7th round pick. Like, he wasn't really a lock to make the roster anyway. And Tampa Bay has a pretty good defense, so but I think Shiloh will catch on with somebody who sucks. Like
And the Miami
I mean that because they don't have the level of competition, so he'll be able to catch on to maybe their 53, like maybe the Giants.
And the Miami Dolphins are getting really bad about I know they're releasing people because I've seen it in other places where they release guys or they waived them, but they're not posting them in places because I've been following AJ Henning, and I guess he got waived, which kind of upsets me. I wanted the kid to make the team. I guess for personal reasons maybe, but still, I think he'll make a practice squad. But the Dolphins are being really bad about posting their cuts, fuckers.
Oh shit! I honestly am not shocked about Hardman getting released because he pretty much was brought in to be the return specialist, and muffing a couple of punts will do that to you. Will make it to where you're finding a new job real quick. I wouldn't be shocked if we see Savion Williams being the guy that ends up being the return man.
Well, okay, so the Jets are waiving defensive back Jordan Clark, who's the son of ESPN analyst Ryan Clark. And Ryan Clark just tweeted 13 minutes ago that he's going to be on the practice squad for New York. Interesting. Because that doesn't start until 4 p.m. today when they can sign practice squad guys, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, the team can inform them that if you clear waivers, you'll be on the practice squad.
Well, it looks like the Jets are planning on signing Ryan Clark to their practice squad. It's just funny if the player would announce it to the world before. Now watch, he gets picked up by someone else wants to sign him. That would be just funny. It would almost be hilarious. No, okay, just coming back. Waiver wire is going to be interesting.
New Orleans is another place maybe Shiloh can end up because they need all the help they can get, and they don't have any salary cap.
Don't be surprised, Joe, if you end up getting a phone call from New Orleans.
I get a call, but I'm too sick.
Yeah, and they haven't enacted a crippled division in the NFL, so I think I'm left out.
Yeah.
Well, I could run like a 8-second 40. So
I see you're running at my speed, Joe.
So looking at the Bears, I'm wondering if Tyler Scott is going to make the roster for the Bears. That's going to be interesting. Luke Newman will be interesting too. They brought him in. Bill Murray might be gone for the Bears. And
Bill Murray, that guy's like 80 years old.
No, he's only a third year player. Different it's kind of ironic though that your name is Bill Murray and you're playing for a team whose one of your more famous fans is also named Bill Murray. That there is a fun irony there. The two guys I'm watching for the Bears to see if they get cut are Travis Homer and Tyler Scott. I think both of them probably should get cut. Whether or not they do, I don't know. I think Jahadi Walker needs to stay on this Bears roster. But we'll see what happens there as these cuts keep coming. Oh, geez. Okay, we're getting into that kind of stuff. Save that for the season, boys. Save it for the season. No one cares at this point.
That go full Muay Thai and dip your hands in the broken glass.
Yeah. I know, right? Can you imagine Bill Murray, the actor, on the field? Oh, my God, that'd be hilarious.
Oh, that's it. We want old Bill Murray out there returning punts.
Bill Murray's
we just said this, right? Packers released McCole Hardman.
Yep.
All right. So The Commanders are shopping cornerback Noah. God, these names. I'm
No
going to try
offense. Oh wait, no cornerback. You said.
Mbonging. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
He was in with Dallas. He followed Dan Quinn to Washington, and now the Commanders are shopping him. Yeah, just one of those days, man. Like, why can't they start doing this stuff while we're on the air? Why do we got to wait till we're off air for them to start releasing people? Come on, man. Come on.
Actually, Ken, the owners had a meeting, and they said they're purposely doing this because they said, fuck that Ken the Bear fan guy.
I guess. Bastards.
Collusion.
It is. It's collusion.
Hey, the NFL Players Association wasn't involved in this one.
Yeah, nothing on Bears count. That's saying that what they're doing.
See, Darren, you got fleeced. Instead of the 6-pack, you should have held out for the moonshine.
The
How do
moonshine
you get a John Dorn at no moonshine?
The moonshine cut with buck piss.
The sad thing is at least in this area, with how big hunting is around here, if some bar made a drink called fucking buck piss or something like that, I bet you that some bitch would sell out.
So does DeVito sign with another team today, do you think? Or do you think he makes a practice? Or do you think
I think he's going to the Giants practice squad.
You don't think anyone else is going to try to sign him up as a backup?
I think somebody will try to sign him as a backup.
I kind of think so too, depending. I mean, on some of these teams' backups. I mean, why not? He's won some big games in the NFL for the Giants. He's got a certain moxie,
starting experience.
Yeah.
Teams value that at this time of year, like having a guy who's been in games before, like, you know.
Yeah, the Raiders could have had DeVito for free and said they made a trade for Pickett. But
what
a
difference it makes.
Yeah, well, yeah, or a couple hours, right? Or a couple hours. Interesting. It's going to be interesting how some of these play out today. That's why I think, like, you know, Bears fans say, oh, they're going to keep Case Keenum. No, they're not. With these other guys, younger guys with experience out there, I think Case Keenum is gone in Chicago. And I don't know why they've waited, why they didn't drop him yesterday, but I think did the waivers start yesterday on these guys that they dropped? Probably so, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if right at the deadline when they announced the rest of the cuts that the Bears sign Wheeler and Austin Reed will be automatically. So some of the cuts you saw yesterday are guys they probably want to keep on the practice squad. They felt like we could probably get away with it, and then we'll see the dump. And then the nervousness as they wait to sign these guys tomorrow. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. This is always the fun, the gamesmanship of the GMs, you know, trying to do this. But you know, in this day and age, it's so much harder with social media. I mean, guys like Adam Schefter post everything you do for the world to see within seconds of you doing it. It's hard to stash a player in a myriad of paperwork like they used to be able to do back in the day. You know, because you could just always cut a bunch of guys, no one will care. And now you cut a bunch of guys, and they've already picked it apart. And these analysts have already said, oh, look who they cut. And I'll point the fingers, and it's like, crap. You know. Look, they cut John Dorn. Quick, go get your hunting gear. You know, jeez. You know what? Yeah, the Rams might be in the market for one of these quarterbacks. That could be it. Case gets cut. Yeah, I think he gets cut. Parsons.
I think he holds out.
Yeah.
Even if he doesn't go to Green Bay, I think he's going somewhere.
I don't know.
You know what I think is hilarious with the Rams is Devontae Adams, like, he goes to the Rams because he's going to be with Stafford, you know, and then Stafford gets hurt, so now his quarterback is Jimmy G again. And it's like,
You know how absolutely hilarious that is with him going to the Raiders so I can go play with my old college quarterback, Derek Carr. Well, we got rid of him. Jimmy G's your quarterback. All right. Well, you know what? Fuck this. I want out of town. All right. I'm going to LA now. And it's the fucking same redo almost.
Yeah, but Jimmy G is only,
couldn't happen to a better guy.
Hospital Ball Central.
Yeah, couldn't happen to a better guy.
But how long is Stafford out for, really, though?
I don't know.
From what I'm hearing, it sounds like it's a back injury that he's going to be dealing with all year type of thing.
So I don't think he's out.
Yeah, I think it's going to be one of those hit or miss things that some weeks he'll be out and some weeks he'll be in.
Hopefully long enough for a couple hospital balls.
Man, Devontae really pissed y'all off, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, not everybody. Like, there's some Raider fans who are like, "Oh, I understand," but those guys are bootleggers, man.
Devontae still lives in Vegas. His neighbors love him. So, probably because of all the free Taco Bell he gets him. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, it was funny when they showed him on receiver. His neighbors didn't even know he played for the Raiders.
Which is nuts.
So when they had the birthday party for his kids, they didn't even realize he was a professional football player. I mean, that's kind of cool in a way, It's not. It's almost cool in the way of like Kirk Cousins going to the fast food restaurant that's 3 miles from the stadium, and the girl serving him having no idea it's Kirk Cousins. I mean, that's actually in a way kind of cool. But
to be fair, Kirk Cousins kind of has one of those faces that just blends in, so you can kind of see why somebody might not recognize him.
How long does Kirk Cousins sit on the bench in Atlanta?
Until Matthew Stafford aggravates his back enough to where he can't finish out the season.
Ooh.
I honestly, the more I think about it, wouldn't be shocked if we see Kirk go over there to LA.
So what do you think LA would have to pay to get Kirk Cousins?
Oh, you gotta take on the full contract, bare minimum. Oof. And I'm gonna say maybe a third or fourth round pick gets it done since he's the backup.
I think even less.
Really?
I think a fifth or a sixth and taking on that contract gets it done. I think the Falcons are eager to shed that $50 million off their.
I don't think they're going to shed the whole contract. I think the Rams will make them pay for part of the contract.
Yeah, if they would be smart if they did.
Like, we'll give you a fifth rounder. We'll pay for a third of the contract for this year. I mean, look at but thirds.
Falcons might take that.
That's still almost $20 million. They might take that.
The Falcons might take that just to get that extra $20 million on their books.
Yeah. That's going to be interesting to watch what's going to happen with Kirk Cousins. And then the question is, how much longer does Cousins play after this year, or does he retire?
He goes and gets one more contract that his agent somehow gets him the highest paid quarterback again one more time.
Who is it? Someone look it up. Who is his agent? Because I need to hire that guy to sell my house. My God. It's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed after this season. Right? Yeah.
Mike McCartney. His agent is Mike McCartney.
Yeah, Mike McCartney, call me, dude. Jesus, I need you. The contract is not guaranteed after the season, so they would have to take first or second if they pay half the wage. No. They're not giving up a first or second rounder for him. No. Hey.
I was going to say there's no way I'd give up a first or second for Kirk.
Because look, this is Atlanta's own dumb fault. They paid him so damn much, right? Like, honestly, take the money out, and now he's just a backup quarterback. You're not going to get a first or second for a backup quarterback. I mean, you've already said we don't trust you to be our franchise quarterback, so why do you think someone's going to give you a first or second rounder for him? Like, a third rounder is probably pushing it. You're probably but now you add in the amount of money that he's owed. And it's like, sorry, Atlanta, we're going to be a fifth rounder. We're going to pay like a third of this contract if you really want him gone. And if you're Atlanta, it's like, well, shit, I can free up $20 million off the books or so, and now get some guys. Yeah, there you go.
That's fucking great, Darren. They go from a hooker to Ned Flanders.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Atlanta, I mean, look, maybe they, but look, at the same time, if I'm Atlanta, the nice thing they have, though, while we're bashing them, is they have Kirk Cousins as their backup. So if Penix isn't the guy they thought he was, you still got a good proven NFL quarterback as your backup. Yeah, you're paying him a shit ton of money. Like, he's the most expensive backup in the history of the NFL. But look, if this kid suffers in the first 2 or 3 games, you can real quick throw Ned Flanders in there and probably save your season. So you want to talk about having a safety blanket. It's a very expensive one, but they've got it. You know what I mean?
I think they might actually just hold on to Kirk just for that reason.
Yeah. I mean,
you're already paying him this year anyway. Like, you can cut him next year with no dead money. You might as well just keep him on the roster. You've already accounted for his salary in the cap.
I'm not sure if there's dead money next year or not. Let me see. Whoa, hold on a second. No, this has to be on heavy, so it's got to be clickbait. Let's see if this happened.
Are we going to fill in the rest of the class?
No.
Yeah, the second. I'm going to see if this is actual true or just. Oh, it's a proposal. Never mind. Yeah, never mind. It didn't actually happen. Okay. I was about to say. I didn't hear
What was it?
It was the Bears trading Braxton Jones to the Rams for some other guys, but it didn't happen. They make it sound like on the link like they did make this move, but they did not. So I hate clickbait, man, especially when you're trying to find stuff this time of year, and it's like, really?
Oh, that's when you got to ramp the clickbait into overdrive.
Yeah,
Because people are looking for stuff and they're hungry for information. Well, if we phrase it this way, we're going to get a whole bunch of clicks.
Yeah. So if I look at Kirk Cousins right now, you'd carry, if they were to cut him, they'd have $75 million in dead cap, $35 million negative. So right now they're actually positive on cap by $6 million. They'd actually go negative $29 million in cap if they cut him. For 2026, Kirk Cousins does carry dead cap. He carries, if they were to cut him pre-June 1st, it's $35 million in dead cap, but they would save $22 million. If they cut him post-June 1st, the numbers stayed the same.
Well, hey, good morning.
If they cut him post-June 1st, they'd carry $22 million in dead, but they would save $35 million. So they'd save like an extra, like almost $13 million to cut them post-June 1st. But they got 30, and the dead cap would go down. They flip numbers. So you cut them before June 1st, you have $35 million in dead cap. If you cut them after, now you only have $22 million in dead cap, and you save $35 million. So no, they still owe Cousins money for 26, and for 27, he's got money there too. Dead cap otherwise. So for that year, let me check pre and post June 1st. Stay the same. He carries $12.5 million in dead cap. But if you cut him, it's $45 million in cap savings. For 28, he's off the roster. So yeah, it's $12 million for 27 in dead cap, and either 22 or $35 million in dead cap for 26, depending on when you would get rid of him. Now, if you were to trade him this year, so this would be pre-June 1st trade, right?
Mm-hmm. No, for this year, it'd be post June 1st.
Post June 1st, you'd carry $12.5 million dead cap, and you'd save $27 million. His base salary, you'd save. You're losing basically the signing bonus, and that was
I think that deal gets done. Like,
so. Yeah,
that's the lowest dead cap. If they were to trade him right now, they could save the most money.
yeah. So the question's going to be, I don't know if Indy wants to do that, though, dude. I think Indy is such a dumpster fire. They're trying to get Manning, and that's a problem. Though, like Darren doesn't bring up a bad point, but at the same time, it is a bad point because a team like Indy, he's like, look, Indy could use them, and they could actually be probably a decent football team if they got them right. But the problem is, a team like Indy's like, look, if we're going to suck, we're going to suck, and we're going to go get another Manning to come to Indy. So I mean, there's that piece of it too. There are a couple teams I think this year who don't care that they suck because they're looking at looking forward to the draft. Going, there's 2 or 3 franchise quarterbacks in this next draft. If we are a top 5 pick, we're probably going to get one of them. So, the Saints are another team. They want Arch Manning as well. So the Saints aren't going to do anything to really make themselves better, I don't think, in that regard. It's a weird thing that they got to tank without tanking, if that makes sense, because you can't let the fan base know we're engineering this for failure. Because you want the fans still to show up. You want the sports commentators to still talk their shit during the week about how bad you are and everything, but you want to make it sound like, well, we're trying, but we have all these issues, blah, blah, blah. But in reality, they want to tank because they want to get their next franchise quarterback. Steelers to use Kirk. Could you imagine if Kirk was the backup to Rodgers? That'd be an interesting scenario.
And talk about 2 polar opposite personalities.
Yeah. I don't see that working though, Dorn. The Steelers aren't going
to either that or Aaron Rodgers is going to get Kirk to drink the ayahuasca. Kiddly.
I mean, honestly, look at Kirk is just chilling, man. He's got it made. Good morning, Mitch. A little late this morning, but good morning. Arch to Arizona.
I do not see that in any way possible because I think they're going to win too many games for that.
Yeah, they might
even if Murray does fail this year.
Yeah, and they might be second or third in that division. It might be San Francisco finishes in the basement.
I'm not so sure that Arch comes out this year either.
Well, his grandfather said, "Oh, he's going to stay," but honestly. He doesn't have to make up his mind now. When he has to make up his mind by the end of the regular season, pretty much. Like by the time the college football season is over in late December, after the bowl games in January, that's when he has to make a decision, right? And like when's the deadline for declaring? It's like in January sometime, isn't it? So he's got till January to look at. If he sees, hey, I can go to Indy. Or I can go to NOLA, he may just go into the draft because he knows he can get that number 1 overall money, which is big money. Right?
But the NIL money that he's going to get, like if he balls out this year, then next year in college, his NIL money is going to be through the roof, dude.
But
so it's like
he stops getting NIL money because he goes to the NFL. These guys are still making their NIL money in the NFL.
But that's not my point though. My point is that like. If you can stay another year in college, get your degree, get another year under your belt, like of experience before you go pro, and you're still going to be the number 1 overall pick, why wouldn't you take the NIL money? Like rather than go sign a rookie contract for $30 million, like you can make 25 in the NIL or more.
See, I agree more with Tiger Stripes. If he has a bad year in college this year, oh yeah, he stays. But if he's like in the Heisman talk, has a really good year, takes A&M places, wins a lot of games. The opportunity's there. He's like, okay, I can go. Let's say the top 2 picks are going to be Indy and NOLA. I think he goes into the draft. And look, if he goes number 1 to either of those places, the fan bases are already going to love him because he's got family members there. He knows both places really, really well. I
I don't know. I don't know if he. I mean, I don't watch much college football, but that's going to be an interesting story to follow to see if he comes or he goes. But if he has a good season down there, right? A&M is where he's at. If he has a good season with hooking them horns, yeah, I can see him coming out.
I think he might be at regular Texas University.
Oh, he's not. He's not A&M. Okay.
Yeah.
If he has a good year, I think he comes out. And I think it'll somewhat depend on who's in the bottom. If the bottom three are Miami, let's say the bottom three are Miami, Indy, and NOLA, there's a good chance he comes out. No, he's a Longhorn.
Yeah. Longhorns.
Longhorns are Texas, not Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Texas A&M is the Aggies.
Yeah, that's right. They're the Aggies. Yeah, so Longhorns are hooking horns. Yeah. So come on, I know a little bit of college football, not much. But,
yeah, that's why. Again, like that goes to what I'm saying. Like last year, he didn't really have a great year. Like so, if he comes out this year after one good year, like I don't really like his prospects for the NFL. Like I think he should stay another year no matter what.
If he has a good year and he knows he's going to go in the top three, I think he comes out. All right, some more releases within the last few minutes. The Panthers are releasing former starting nose tackle Shy Tuttle. The Chiefs. Oh, never mind. Oh, I guess Kelsey is hinting this could be – Travis Kelce is hinting that this could be his final season. The Vikings are waiving cornerback Ambry Thomas. The Dolphins are waiving cornerback B.J. Adams. That's all just broke. Jalen Mills is being released from the Texans. And that's the new stuff that has dropped in the last few minutes. If Kelsey decides to retire, that's interesting for Kansas City.
Yeah, Taylor Swift needed a new backup dancer.
Damn.
Dude, I tell you what, though, man, I watched that episode of The Heights, and you know what? I mean, first off, you got to remember Kelsey is not a young guy either by NFL standards. But if they don't get to the Super Bowl this year, I could see him retiring. And yeah, then he's just gonna go on tour with his girlfriend, who he'll probably marry at that point. And like the guy obviously doesn't need money at that point. You know, everything they do is private jet, whatever. You know, but if he retires, though, that's gonna be interesting for Kansas City, who already is anemic in offensive weapons. You know, it's like that whole offense is two guys. It's Mahomes and Kelsey, so it'll be interesting. Let me see what's this about Arch here. There we go. Yeah, I mean, look, no matter when he comes out, it's gonna be crap teams, right? It's just the level of crap.
You'll have 5 teams that somehow magically went winless.
Like if you look at the teams that are probably gonna be bad this year, like NOLA, Miami, Indy, they all have some promise to them. Like I think Indy, really, they just need a quarterback. They got a good running back. They got a decent defense.
They have you, me, and Joe out there for wide receiver.
Yeah, well, they don't have an offense. NOLA is just a mess, hot mess. Miami, they're hard to say.
Yeah, I think Miami is going to suck, but I think they're going to win too many games to be in that number 1 pick contention.
Well, guys, we're about out of time for this morning. Hopefully, I'll be getting better as the week goes better and I can get back on camera. You guys enjoy the day watching the cuts. I know you guys will be refreshing Adam Schefter and the waiver wire all day, like probably the rest of us. I'm sure we'll have a lot to talk about tomorrow. Some more surprise cuts coming, maybe some surprise signings or trades. Keep it locked here on the Huddle Sports Network. We got JB up next. You got the guys at noon on the Huddle at noon. It's Tuesday, so that's it. Really, yeah. We don't have any team shows today. The core. There's a bunch of shows on the Huddle all day, so keep it on the Huddle Network on your TV all day, because I'm sure stuff will be dropping all day. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning for Ken and Ken in the morning. Everyone have a great day, and as I can attest to, please stay healthy, being sick. All right, see you guys tomorrow. Bye.